that our kids can arrive safely to and from school. So that's the ultimate determiner of whether or not we have school.
Absolutely. We've got some challenges on area roads when we get snow.
Yes, and Southern Door is one of the largest school districts in the state. So it can be very different on the east end of Southern Door near Sturgeon Bay and the town of Claybanks than what it is on the west end of Southern Door near Union and Luxembourg-Casco area.
Well, but then we did not get you here to talk about school delays yet today. We want to talk about, you've got a very important issue coming up on Tuesday's election ballot, the referendum to cover some costs that you just aren't able to meet under the way school funding is going these days.
Right. We're just like a lot of other rural districts and the other districts in Door County where the current school funding formula, which is totally based on land value, does not really provide us with enough funds from the state. And so our taxpayers are asked to come up with the funding that's needed to keep our schools operating at the current level that they are.
And that funding, now this is a one-time amount that you're looking for.
Yes.
On the ballot on Tuesday, and the amount is?
The amount is $390,000. It amounts to, for an average taxpayer, about $37 on a $100,000 valuation, which comes to about $3 a month or 10 cents a day. We have done a lot since the last referendum in April of 2013. We listened to our community. We implemented some user fees. We changed insurances twice to reduce our premiums. We looked at staffing costs. We reduced some staffing, some programs, eliminated some bus routes. But we're to the point right now where we can't eliminate any more without affecting the kind of quality education that Southern Door students, their families, and our community expects of us.
So you've made some cuts, and you've really pretty much pared this down, I think, to where you say you've got to be. This is it, right?
This is it. This is a turning point for the school district. We have even done some efficiency studies in the last year and a half, and our transportation was so efficient we didn't qualify for the extra state aid that was offered this year to rural districts. Our secretarial clerical study came back that we are to the bone. There's nothing more that we can, that we can cut. So Southern Door has been doing budget cuts for over even earlier than when I came on board 3 years ago. So under Joe Ennis, there were budget cuts that were already started back then. And in fact, over the past 10 years, it now costs us $284 less to educate a student than what it did 10 years ago. And we all know that gas and electricity and all of those other costs have gone up during that time. So that's how efficient Southern Door has become.
Now, if the referendum does not pass, there are going to be some cuts.
There are going to be some cuts. We'll have to have some further conversations with the community, but the board really felt it needed to put out to the community what some of those cuts were going to be. That was one of the criticisms we had in April of 2013. People didn't know what was going to be cut. They didn't know that user fees were going to be increased. In fact, our students who play in athletics have some of the highest fees in the Packerland Conference. I really encourage people to go on our website. There's a document called the Wisconsin Taxpayers Alliance Report. It's a nonpartisan report, and it looks at all of the schools in Wisconsin. We actually have a Packerland report, which looks at all of the schools that are in our athletic conference. We're the second lowest in our operating cost, and yet we're a district that has a large area to transport students, and we have some of the highest achievement. In fact, recently, I'm sure people are well aware, Southern Door was recognized as one of the top 500 high schools in the United States by U.S. News and World Report.
We want to talk about some of the positive things that you've had going on in the district. You had the Rural Teacher of the Year.
Yes, Jessica Meacham.
We had her on in the morning.
Yes.
And also, one of your ag teachers has gotten a lot of recognition.
Yep, she's a DuPont ambassador, one of 15 in the United States. We have a bus driver that's recognized. In fact, we'll be on public radios coming out to do a broadcast on the Books on the Bus program that's at Southern Door. Last spring, one of our associates was recognized for Region 5 for being Associate of the Year. And so they're just examples of the great staff that we have at Southern Door that really care about our kids and are about making learning the very best that it can be for our students. Speaking of students, we've had some fantastic things happening this fall for our students. You know, all of our sports teams have done wonderful. Our girls and boys cross-country teams took conference championships. Freshman Gracie Engelbert's going on to state at Wisconsin Rapids on Saturday. The football team, hopefully the weather cooperates and helps them a little bit, although they got a good passing game and a good running game. They will be headed over to Freedom at 7 o'clock. We have a fan bus that's leaving, pep rally on Friday afternoon, so we're really excited about that. And we have great community support. Southern Door's lucky to have a lot of organizations that really volunteer and do fundraising to help out the school. We have the high school musical coming up to celebrate the 75th anniversary. Wizard of Oz is next week. Please come out and see that. Over 75 kids involved, community members in the pit band, flying monkeys, munchkins, everything that everybody remembers and loves about the Wizard of Oz. So we're looking forward to that. Our booster clubs are very much involved. You know, the Southern Door Athletic Boosters has their craft fair on Sunday from 9 to 3. We have the wrestling boosters. We have the music boosters. Our Southern Door FFA alumni are very involved in helping us out. We have the Southern Door Education Foundation, the Community Foundation, and they help to buy some of the extra things that our budget currently cannot afford. But we can't expect them to cover $390,000 in operating costs. And that's what we need to keep maintaining the program so that they can continue to do some of the extra things that make Southern Door the great school that it is.
All right, we want to thank Patti Vickman, Southern Door Superintendent, for joining us this morning, talking about the referendum that is on the ballot on Tuesday. And of course, we want to encourage you all to vote. Don't forget, if you have to vote absentee, you have until close of business tomorrow to get to your municipal clerk to vote absentee. Radio station DoorCountyDailyNews.com.